as a sailor. I mean, even though I'm not a public figure or whatever, or famous, I wanted to open conversation about the and to make a comment about the changing of a I don't know exactly what it is. Maybe it's a littoral combat ship. I mean, I didn't really look it up, but the United States Navy ship, which let's see, USNS. It's a hospital ship, I think, but it doesn't look like a hospital ship. Yeah, I don't know. It could be fake news. As far as I knew, the USNS ships were all merchant marine, or were hospital ships. But anyway, the renaming of a ship that it looks like combat or maybe amphibious ship. No, not amphib. A what do they call them? Yeah, memory fades me. Memory fails me. Um, this isn't a fade, actually. This is a fail. I know my ships. But anyway, um, a small, a small marine vessel that I don't want to say tiny, smaller. That I guess, according to my news feed, is being renamed from the Harvey Milk to the uh, what was it, Lieutenant Peterson? Which, I mean, it's complex. I guess because one of them is a civil rights hero. He was one of the first openly gay naval officers, and he was discharged and court-martialed for it. Uh, and then he became, I don't know, some kind of municipal worker in San Francisco. Um, and renaming it to a World War II Congressional Medal of Honor awardee who risked his life to save a lot of his shipmates on the ship after a Japanese, I'm not sure if it was aircraft or it was a um, a U-boat, but attacked a Navy vessel, and he received injuries, and he eventually died because of his injuries, and he saved like 120 of his shipmates, and when he basically took on the attack of this particular vessel during World War II. Now it's complicated. I mean, yeah, we definitely, I hesitate to, I mean, it's good for that people are openly gay and they're proud to serve in the Navy. I've known people. I mean, there's no doubt, we have an integrated force. Yet, the fact that somebody stood against the Navy and I don't know. It's complicated. It's complicated. He was court-martialed, so that means he tried to fight back to keep his commission. It's complicated, um, very complicated, and generally, the process of naming vessels is done generally, through usually a veteran like senator or representative or a president or somebody who's a Congressional Medal of Honor or at least a service branch medal awardee. Uh, yeah, so generally it's somebody who took great, um, made great effort to save lives on our side, and many of them died. That's generally the rule. Generally, not always. Um, but it's complicated. But I mean, the real base of this, the real foundation of the problem is, You don't rename a ship unless they go through a major overhaul, and maybe even a rehulling. Um, that's, I don't know. That's bad luck, man. That's bad luck. I don't know what Hegseth did, or what the Secretary of the Navy did. Or no, wait, Secretary of Defense. Correction. No, yeah, he is Secretary of the Navy. Um, I don't know what he did, but he's probably like me, a sand sailor. Because anybody who's been at sea, they know you don't just arbitrarily rename a ship unless something big is done to change it. Otherwise, as tradition says, it'll sink either by malfunction or in combat. Um, so I think it's bad. I mean, if the news feed is right, I sometimes I get stories after I check them. I find that there's a lot of errors and untruths. Apparently my IP is destination for fake news. Um, but that's bad luck. It's just plain and simple. It's that simple. It's bad luck. And that's a violation of Navy tradition. I may have been a sand sailor, but I tried more than once to, spend time at a squadron or at a CB unit, or, spend time TAD to a ship. I tried, but ultimately, after 911, when I was in the Pacific, I was protecting our fuel sources, regularly standing outside of some of our flag officer homes, and searching vehicles and interviewing people, doing entrance, force protection stuff. I did that for 2 years, and without telling everybody everything about me, I had another primary job. But I preferred force protection. That's why I did it pretty much as a career. I was just ended too early because of my health. But I got a master's degree focusing on it, different aspects relative to force protection and homeland security. With that being said, I would be concerned about just changing arbitrarily the name of a ship without some kind of major change. That's against Navy tradition. So that's all I'll say about that. And I mean, it's by changing the name of a ship because somebody, supported openly gay military. I mean, why? We have an openly gay military now. That part I don't understand. Seems almost retaliatory, I mean, in the end, you have to obey the civilian leader of a branch. But still, I don't know. But anyway, that's just my 2 cents. My 2 cents about it. I don't know. You don't break with tradition. I wish that I would have had time at the sea, out to sea, on the sea, in the sea. Well, not in the sea. Well, maybe. I would have probably tried to do swimming or something. Maybe SAR swimming or diving. Probably without a doubt, I would have tried to do some of that. But, the Lord had other lessons and other opportunities, I guess. He really immersed me in the protective function of national defense deeply, as one of my professors used to say, who ended up working for Homeland Security when it at its, around its initial first few years. She ended up there, and she was an intelligence officer. And she said, "You're very well versed in the protective function of national security. That's kind of the direction you've went, and you've added a spiritual side to it." He's a great professor, one of my more favorites. But that being said, I don't know. You just don't break with tradition. You don't take chances on the fury of the sea. And I didn't sail in the military, but I learned to do a little bit of sailing as a civilian. and I enjoyed every single time I've been on the sea. You know, there's a sailor. There is a sailor in here, and I don't know. You don't break with tradition, no matter who you are.